Hello, and welcome to the McTaggart Attack podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart. I'm a stand-up comedian who lives in Vermont. And this podcast, the McTaggart Attack podcast, is how I give opinions on whatever I want. You can reach me on Twitter at KevMcT. You can find me on Instagram at McTaggart Attack. You can find the Facebook page for the McTaggart Attack podcast on Facebook. And I think that's all the ways that you can mention. Oh, there's an email address, which is McTaggartattack@gmail.com. Send me questions, comments, concerns, whatever, through that email or the other ways that I mentioned. All for communication with my loyal listeners and downloaders and whatnot. People who just download it because I told them to fucking download it and they never listened to a goddamn episode anyway. But thank you for downloading and listening to the podcast. I appreciate it. Hope you download more episodes. 5,000 times. Just downloaded every episode 5,000 times. That would be great. Anyway, this episode is sort of a retraction. It's a retraction. See, I did an episode where I ranted about Common Core math. And after I recorded the episode, I thought about it. I have a different opinion now. That's right. I changed my mind. We're entitled. We can change our mind if we want to. If we find out more facts, if we think about things more clearly, we can change our mind. We can change who we are as people. If we think things out and change our opinions on things. We can do that. It's possible. I encourage anyone to think thoroughly about whatever the fuck it is they believe and make sure that is a good thing to believe. Because I think if we all thought out things more, we'd be a whole lot better off than we are now. You know? I mean, honestly, that's basically the bottom line here. And yeah, that's just my thoughts on the whole thing. Like, I changed my mind, okay? And I talk about in this episode why I changed my mind. And I back up why I think I changed my mind. And I hope you enjoy listening to it. And if you don't like my thoughts that I gave on this episode, then, well, go ahead and listen to the Common Core Math episode again. I really don't care. Here we go. Okay, so a week or so ago, I did podcast episode ranting about how much I hated Common Core math. Some coworkers who had kids told me about it. I Googled it, ranted about it. Lots of people liked the episode. And that's fine. But I have to admit that shortly after I recorded the episode, I've had some second thoughts about Common Core math. Because from what I understand, after thinking about it further, Common Core math is just a way to, help children learn better. And that is helping children learn better is not a concept that I am against. Sorry to bust anyone's balls here or anything like that, but I'm all in favor of helping children learn better, become more educated, become more aware, willing to ask questions like why, or figure out why things are done the way that they're done. I'm not someone who thinks children should be seen and not heard. Definitely not a proponent of that. So it's like when it comes to things like Common Core math or some other ways to help students learn things, that's a thing that I'm for. I definitely think that should be a thing that happens. I'm crossing the street here. Hopefully, if I die, we'll know why. Actually, I'm not crossing the street there. There's a dog. Fuck it. Anyway, back to talking about Common Core math as I do my walkabout podcast for the McTaggart Attack podcast. We need children to be smarter than their parents. I think it's probably best that children are smarter than their parents. I think it's fine. When I see a child that seems to be smarter than their parent, I'm like, well, that kid's a bit of an asshole. But then again, we need that to happen because, unfortunately, children are our future. And if we teach our children to be idiots, we have no future. Right? We're totally screwed in that regard. So it's like, we need the next generation to be better than us in more ways than one. We need them to, be better at things like math and science and all those things, history, more knowledgeable, just all of that. We need all of that to happen because children are definitely the key to how we're going to thrive as a society. It's just ridiculous that goes on. And crossing the street here again, hope I don't get killed. That's basically my thought on it. I'm like, because let's face it, there are a bunch of dumb parents out there. Dumb for whatever reasons, uneducated, or didn't want the kid in the first place and treated the kid like shit. But we definitely need smarter people leading the way. And one way, we can educate adults now, but you can't really educate an adult that well. But the kids, we can educate the kids. We can make them smarter. We can make them better human beings than the people who gave birth to them, the people that are raising them. We need to make kids smarter than their parents, and I'm all for that. I think it's a great idea. We need to teach kids better. We need to educate them better so they can make the world a better place. Because right now we're fucked. I think that's safe to say. We are fucked. Fucked as a society. It's just been my thoughts on that. I just think it's ridiculous that that's a thing. Because I thought right after I recorded the Common Core Math episode, I'm like, wow, I definitely don't think children shouldn't learn. Children should learn. They should learn, and they should be better than their parents. They should learn more than their parents. They should, that's one thing I noticed with what they told me about Common Core Math is that parents can't help their kids because they don't know what their kids are doing. But the kids know how to do it. The kids know math better than their parents do, and that's fine. I think I'm fine with that. As long as the kids know how to do it, and the kids are getting smarter, what's the fucking problem? I don't think there is a fucking problem. I think it's fine the way that it's going to be. And if we have things like Common Core math or other Common Core things to show kids how to do their work or how to learn, I'm all for it. If there are better ways, easier ways to teach kids things, I think that's great ideas. And if Common Core math is one of those things, then I'm all for it. Because there are too many stupid people in this world. And one way that we can eliminate stupid people is to educate them. And one way we can educate is to educate the kids. Make the kids smarter. Make the future smarter. Because the present sucks. Because the present is just a bunch of stupid idiots. The present is just a bunch of people with their heads up their asses, with stupid parents that, treat their kids like shit. Maybe not necessarily all of them, but, there are shitty parents out there. There are stupid parents out there. And if we can make the kids smarter, then I have hope for our society that we can make the world smarter. I'm not running for office or anything. This is just an idea that I have. Hopefully it's a good idea. I don't know. But it's just annoying to me that, I think I have a right to contradict myself in my podcast. And, while, I thought Common Core math sounds like a dumb idea, if it's teaching more kids math successfully, then it's not a bad idea at all. I'm all for it. Even though I don't understand Common Core math, but I don't have to. Because I know math. But there are kids out there that don't know math. And there are kids out there that would not have known math, but know math a lot better because of Common Core math. And I think that's great. And you might not like the fact that I've completely contradicted myself on the McTaggart Attack podcast, but this is the McTaggart Attack podcast. And I can do whatever the fuck I want on it. And that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack podcast is cooking.